Hari Om and welcome. Thank you so much for being here today. My name is Yamuna Devi and I am here with a special guest, Ram Rahim ji. Welcome. Hari
Thank you so
Om.
much, and Hari Om to everyone.
We are here to share beautiful topics, to share an inspirational message that can help support you, your life, your well-being. And I'm here with a very special guest again, Ram Rahim ji.
Thank you.
And he is a special yoga teacher, yoga therapist, meditation teacher, you name it, he's the man.
Oh my God.
So, we were talking recently, Ram Rahim ji, about the body, and we were talking about how the body has a specific language when it feels any emotion. If we feel sad, the face looks sad, our body looks sad, like the whole posture changes, the whole body changes, right?
Yes.
And when we feel trauma or burdened or angry or happy, right? Your body exudes that energy.
Yes.
We're atoms, right? So atoms form together, we form this physical body. What do you think about that?
You're absolutely right. And scientists have now coined the phrase body-mind. Well, not now. They've been recently started to talk about it as body-mind, because the body and mind cannot be separated. And what you said about different emotions has a physiology. When you're angry, you hold your body in a certain way. When you're happy, your body exudes happiness and it reflects in a certain way. Your mouth turns upwards, your eyes may, shine a little bit. So there is a physiology over every emotion. And understanding that physiology or connecting with that physiology will help us to understand our own bodies even better. Yes.
And we can understand how to adjust those things, but we have to some mindfulness, right? Just have some mindfulness.
Absolutely.
And understand, like, the body's feeling a certain way. Maybe I have tension in my shoulders, or maybe I'm getting more headaches frequently. Observing your posture. Also, like, sometimes we have different body aches, the hips, the knees, the ankles. Like, is there something in my posture, in my body, that I am probably holding on to? Some trauma, some past hurt, some resentment, some anger, and that has affected the body in such a way that it's created this dysfunction.
Yes. Every time we go through an experience, especially a traumatic experience, and this trauma could be either good or bad, a happy experience or a sad experience or something that makes you angry or even an accident that may happen, it affects your body in some way. You may not feel it right away, and that's simply because we're not in tune as we should be. But we can learn it and we can understand it, but your body gets affected. And sometimes that does not leave your body and you carry that through in your life, and later on in life you realize, oh, I have a pain in my knee or a pain in my hip or in my shoulders, and it becomes chronic over time.
Yes. And actually, talking about that, I think it's very interesting what you mentioned with the pain in the body and then seeing it over time, right? Because at the moment you might not feel it, but maybe later years, if you haven't resolved it, it will show up. So I will give you an example. During an Ayurvedic cleanse, I had a client come and we were doing the cleanse, and the client mentioned to me that on the third day of the cleanse is 5 days, he says, I had this pain in my shoulder. It was so bad, it was so strong that I went to emergency room. I said, okay. He didn't call me, it was fine. He went to emergency room, they did like a x-ray, nothing was there. And he said he remembered the time when he had a hairline fracture in his shoulder.
Yeah.
There was a hairline fracture. So from childhood, that hairline fracture, that pain in the shoulder showed up after
Yes.
so many years, right?
Yes, absolutely. And this is what happens with traumatic experience like that, like accidents, when you break a hand or you've had some experience where your body goes through that kind of trauma. Then yes, healing takes place. Your body has healed itself from an external point of view, but from an internal point of view, it still has the memory, because your body also remembers as well as your mind. We've had experiences where you feel sad. You go to a funeral of a loved one and you feel very sad, and someone comes and offers some condolences, and they touch you in a certain way on your shoulder and say, I'm so sorry. And then years after, another person comes and touch you in that exact specific way, and suddenly you feel sad for no reason, or what you think is no reason. And it's simply because the body anchors or remembers that moment and associates it with the trauma. If you haven't released that trauma, if you haven't found a way to get rid of that trauma, then it's going to keep coming up all the time.
Yes, that makes sense. Or just like if you hit yourself like that, like a touch, or it brings back that memory. The body's so amazing.
Yes.
The body speaks, and we need to listen to it.
Yes.
We need to pause and listen to the body.
And more importantly, we need to give ourselves the time and the space and the opportunity to listen to it. So what we're heading towards, if you haven't guessed it already, if you're heading towards taking it slow, taking things a little slow, taking time for yourself, maybe meditate, maybe reflect, and so help foster and build that connection between mind and body, because there is that connection, a deep, deep connection.
And just the importance of taking care of yourself overall. We are this vehicle, right? The body is this vehicle, but within there's the mind, the emotions, the intellect that we also need to be aware of and mindful of, and just scan every part of your life and observe it and show a little love to those areas that perhaps need more attention.
Yes. What is important to remember is that these things take time. Your body takes time to grow. It took you years to be where you are, to grow. So don't expect things to change in one moment, in one night, in one day, or in 1 hour. Don't expect that just because you think positive that tomorrow morning your trauma will be healed. But do expect that you're on the road for healing. And so take your time, take it slow, be disciplined enough to do the practices that will help you to heal some of that trauma.
And sometimes, that wound, it can be triggered. That wound of trauma can be triggered again and again. And we just have to really be patient. Just like you heal a wound, you have to really be patient for that healing process to complete itself and come to terms with your body and the whole aspect of it, of the wound, the whole emotional aspect, psychological aspect, and allow the body to do its process while you work on yourself. So, I think it is important to exercise, to breathe, to meditate, because those things create that expansive space for your healing to happen.
Yes, there's so many tools out there, and we all know what those tools are. Yes, I'm a yoga teacher and I will recommend yoga, but there are many other tools that you can use. You can use meditation, you can use Tai Chi, you can use, any kind of tool that resonates with you. And we're not here to purport any one way. I'm just telling you the way in which I grew up with, and I would tell you about that way because it works. It absolutely works, but you got to give yourself this space and time to do it regularly. You could think your way into a better life, but you have to give yourself the time and space to do it.
Time and space and grace.
Yes.
We need to give ourselves grace and just appreciate how precious the body is to hold and encapsulate this divine soul, your divine soul, and allow us to perform our karma and our life duty, right?
Yes.
And in the best way we can.
One of the things that we need to remember is that our body is an instrument of the earth, meaning we're made up of the same stuff that the earth has, and therefore it will age, it will grow. It's been growing since you were born, and therefore it will continue to grow until the day you die. However, how it grows is entirely up to you. It will grow and you will age, but how that happens is entirely up to you. You can either choose a path where you dishonor your body by doing things that do not help, and of course your body will grow in a different way than if you honored your body and paid attention to it just a little bit. It will still age. We will all die one day. The question is, how are we going to live?
And there is no age really to start anything, to start loving yourself, to start taking care of yourself,
No,
right?
the time is now. Whatever age you are, whether you are 10 or 100, whatever age you are, the time is now. If you haven't done it already, try it for a little bit and try to practice that little bit every single day. Even if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however long you have. You have 24 hours in a day. How much are you going to give time? How much time, are you going to give to loving yourself?
Any practice that you suggest that you would like to recommend?
Nowadays, everyone's talking about mindfulness. This whole idea about mindfulness. And while I'm not going to talk about what mindfulness is, if you would like to try that idea of mindfulness, then by all means do that. I myself practice meditation, and Yamuna Devi and I both practice meditation and do it on a regular basis, and it does in fact work. So whether you call it mindfulness or meditation or whatever else you prefer to call it, or concentration, the whole idea is to relax into your own self, into your own space, and let that space heal itself. But we have to remember that your body is also a thinking machine. What I mean is, your body can do things that we don't even realize or we take for granted. You get a cut on your hand. What happens? Without doing anything, yes, you protect it from bacteria and so on, but without doing anything, it heals itself. Yes, the doctor might stitch it up, but the doctor doesn't actually make the skin heal. Your body does that. You get some disease within. You get the virus, or you get this, or you get that. What happens? You get it. Yes, you can go to the doctor, but what does the doctor do? The doctor gives you something to assist your body. It's not really curing it. It's assisting your body. And so your body has a way of producing the right dosage of whatever chemical you need, whether you have something as serious as cancer or something as little as maybe a sore throat. Your body can produce it. We just need to help it along.
We need to assist it. And what ways do you think we could assist it?
Well, first of all, let me put a disclaimer out. If you do have some sort of serious disease, please go and see a healthcare provider, a doctor, or professional help. However, what you can do to help that situation is do a little meditation every day, do a little quiet reflection, do a little of internal inspection. And it starts, first of all, with just quietening yourself, quietening your body, quiet your mind, and spend a little time with yourself. Would you like to try?
Oh, I love that. Before we try, I just want to say that I love that idea of, instead of introspection, internal inspection.
Yes. Yes.
I really love that, and I think definitely we need to start doing that, and I'm ready.
Yeah. Well, let's do a little internal inspection, if you would. So wherever you are, if you are driving, please stop the car or try this when you get home. But if you are in a space where you can close your eyes, find a spot, whether you're sitting on a chair or on the ground. You can even do this lying down. So close your eyes, and just relax. take a couple of deep breaths in. You don't have to force anything. A couple of deep breaths in and out. And you'd probably notice that your breath is automatically slowing down without you doing anything special. And at first your mind is jumping up and down. And then little by little you'll realize that you are observing your mind jumping up and down. And so therefore you are the observer. And once you recognize that, let's observe your body. Imagine that you can go inside and you can see every aspect of your body. And without going anywhere specific or thinking about anywhere specific, you may notice that there may be some tension or some tightness in your general body. Take a deep breath in. Just exhale. And if that tightness or tension is still there, I want you to move your attention towards it. Imagine that you're inside your body observing it. Maybe your stomach, your chest, your heart, your legs. Wherever it is, move your attention towards it. And in your mind's eye, observe that it is perhaps a little bit darker than the rest of your body, your internal body. And because we have the power of light within us, imagine that you're bathing that area in your own light, your own blessing, your own love. Until that space no longer looks dark, it looks bright. It looks cheerful. And if there's any other space that you may feel some tightness or some tension somewhere, just move your attention towards it. And you're offering your own light, your own love. And while this may sound a little bit unusual or feel a little unusual, it takes time, it takes practice. But you have that ability to bathe your entire body with light. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring to mind the idea that even your body can exude love. Even your mind can exude love. Give yourself this space to relax. Take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel how much that you love yourself. Loving yourself is the first step to healing yourself. Whether you look a certain way, whether you feel a certain way, it doesn't matter. You can still love yourself because you are that amazing being. And if you like to extend this time, then you could simply pause the video and continue for as long as you like. And as we're ending this practice, I want you to take another deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently open your eyes, even though you don't want to.
That was lovely. How do you feel?
We'd love to hear. If you'd like to send us a comment on the video, that will be amazing. We'd love to hear what you think about it. But it takes just a few moments. Once you shift your consciousness, in that shift, the great step has been taken. I want to give you an idea of travel. If I am traveling in a straight line and I'm traveling, let's use points of contact. So New York to Los Angeles, and I draw a line from New York to Los Angeles, and I travel in a straight line, I will eventually reach. But if I shift just 1 degree, I will no longer end up in Los Angeles, I might end up in Mexico. And that's how powerful that shift is. If you just make that one shift, one little shift of 5 minutes every single day, you can turn your whole life around.
Definitely. So it's just to make the shift, right?
Make the shift.
We need to make the shift, make it happen, make it work, and just try. It doesn't cost anything to try. And take your time and you will see the changes. Don't stress yourself.
Yeah, it's important to remember that don't push or strain against it. If you feel any resistance while you're doing this, just relax. It's okay. Everything is going to be okay. Give yourself the time to let yourself go through that process. Sometimes we need to take a little pain before we get to the other side. And remember that. Pleasure always follows pain, and pain always follows pleasure. So don't get caught up in that whole idea of it. Just remember that you're doing something for the improvement of your life.
Thank you so much. This is beautiful. Thank you so much.
It's such a pleasure being here.
And I'm so happy.
So am I.
Thank you for dedicating some time so that we can share
Thank
together.
you, Yamuna Devi.
And thank you for being here as well. And please share anything you'd like to comment, questions, and we're here for that as well.
Yes.
Right?
Thank you.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.